The champagne flute shatters against the marble floor. A crystalline scream that cuts through the murmur of the crowded ballroom. My wife's laugh falters across the room, her head snapping toward me. Eyes wide with something I can't name. Fear, maybe, or guilt. Her boss, Richard, stands too close to her. His hand lingering on her elbow, and the sight twists a knife in my gut. I didn't mean to drop the glass. My fingers just stopped working, numb from the weight of what I overheard moments ago in the hallway, where two of her co-workers whispered about Rebecca and Richard, and late nights at the office. Now, as the shards glint under the chandelier's glow, I feel every eye in the room pinning me in place, a man unraveling in slow motion. I force a smile, muttering an apology to the waiter who scurries to clean the mess. My heart hammers each beat a question. Is it true? Rebecca's heels click toward me, her navy dress catching the light like a storm cloud. She's radiant, always has been, but tonight her beauty feels like a blade. Tom, you okay? She asks, her voice soft but laced with an edge I've never heard before. Her hand grazes my arm and I flinch, hating myself for it. Just clumsy, I say, my throat tight. Richard hovers behind her, his smirk sharp enough to cut glass. Careful, Tom, he says, his tone dripping with condescension. Those flutes are expensive. The ballroom hums with corporate chatter. Clinking glasses, forced laughter. The faint pulse of jazz from a live band in the corner. The air smells of perfume and ambition, thick with the kind of wealth that makes my second-hand suit feel like a costume. Rebecca's advertising firm throws these parties to flaunt their success, and I'm just the plus one, the quiet husband who teaches high school history and doesn't belong among these polished sharks. But tonight I'm not just out of place. I'm a man standing on a fault line, waiting for the earth to split. Started earlier in the car on the way here. Rebecca was distant, her fingers drumming the steering wheel, her eyes fixed on the road. You don't have to come, you know, she'd said, her voice casual but heavy. I laughed it off, thinking she was just stressed about the promotion she's been chasing. Wouldn't miss it, I'd replied, squeezing her hand. She didn't squeeze back. That should have been my first clue, but love is a blindfold, isn't it? You don't see the cracks until they're canyons. Now, standing in this glittering cage of a ballroom, I can't unhear those whispered words from the hallway. Rebecca's been spending a lot of time with Richard after hours. The woman's voice had been smug, the man's reply a low chuckle. Bet her husband has no idea. My stomach churns, bile rising as I watch Rebecca laugh at something Richard says, her head tilting the way it used to when we'd stay up late talking about everything and nothing. I want to believe it's innocent. I want to believe the late nights, the unanswered texts, the way she's been pulling away are just stress, just work. But doubt is a splinter, burrowing deeper with every glance she shares with him. I weave through the crowd, needing air, needing space. The balcony doors beckon, promising a moment to breathe. Outside, the city skyline glitters like a lie, all sharp edges and cold light. I grip the railing, the metal biting into my palms, and try to piece it together. Rebecca's been different for months, distracted, short-tempered, her smiles forced. I told myself it was the pressure of her job, the endless deadlines. But what if it's more? What if she's slipping away and I'm too weak to hold on? Tom! Her voice pulls me back. She's standing in the doorway, her silhouette framed by the ballroom's glow. The wind tugs at her dress, and for a moment she's the woman I married. Fierce, beautiful, mine. You're scaring me, she says, stepping closer. What's going on? Her concern feels real, but there's a flicker in her eyes, a shadow of something unspoken. I want to scream, to demand answers, but the words stick in my throat. Instead I say, just needed a break. It's loud in there. She nods, but her gaze darts back toward the ballroom, where Richard's voice booms over the crowd, charming and effortless. He's such a prick, I mutter, testing the waters. Rebecca stiffens, her lips parting as if to defend him, then closing again. He's just doing his job, she says finally, her tone careful. You don't know him like I do. The words land like a slap, and I turn to face her, searching her expression for the truth. Her eyes meet mine, but they're guarded, a wall I can't climb. Back inside, the party churns on, oblivious to the storm brewing in my chest. I watch Richard work the room, his hand brushing Rebecca's back as he passes, a gesture too familiar, too deliberate. My mind replays every moment I've ignored, the late nights she blamed on client meetings, the new perfume I didn't buy her, the way she locks her phone when I'm near. Each memory is a thread, weaving a tapestry of betrayal I can't unsee. I corner her near the dessert table, where the scent of chocolate and bourbon hangs heavy. We need to talk, I say, my voice low, trembling with the effort to stay calm. Her smile falters and she glances around, as if afraid someone will overhear. Not here, Tom, she whispers, but I'm done waiting. Why are you always with him? I ask, nodding toward Richard, who's laughing with a group of executives. Her face pales and for a moment I think she'll spill everything. Instead she says, "You're being paranoid. He's my boss." The word paranoid stings, but it's the way she avoids my eyes that cuts deeper. I grab her wrist, not hard, just enough to keep her from walking away. "Rebecca, don't lie to me." My voice breaks and I hate how small it sounds. Her expression softens, but there's guilt in it. A flicker of something she can't hide. "I'm not lying," she says, but her voice is too soft, too fragile, like glass about to shatter. The night spirals from there. Richard approaches, his grin predatory, and claps a hand on my shoulder. "Tom, you're looking tense. Everything all right at home?" The implication hangs in the air, and Rebecca's silence is a deafening confirmation. I pull away, my fists clenching, and for a moment, I imagine driving one into his smug face. But I don't. I'm not that man. Instead, I turn to Rebecca, my voice barely a whisper. "Is it true?" Her eyes fill with tears, and that's when I know. The room spins, the jazz band's notes warping into a discordant wail. "Tom, I didn't mean." She starts, but I'm already moving, pushing through the crowd, the air too thick to breathe. I stumble into the hallway, where those same co-workers from earlier are whispering again, their eyes darting to me with pity and curiosity. I want to scream, to tear the world apart, but all I can do is keep walking, each step heavier than the last. Outside, the city is a blur of lights and noise. I lean against a street lamp, my breath ragged, my mind a battlefield of love and rage. Rebecca's voice echoes in my head. "I didn't mean, but what does that even mean? Did she trip and fall into his bed? Did she love him? Does she still love me?" The questions claw at me, each one a fresh wound. Then I hear her heels behind me, frantic, uneven. "Tom, wait!" she calls, her voice raw with desperation. I turn and she's there, mascara streaking her cheeks, her hands trembling. "I'm sorry," she says, the words choking her. "It was a mistake. I was lonely and you were always so distant." The accusation stings, but it's the truth in her eyes that breaks me. She's not just confessing to an affair. She's confessing to a fracture in us, one I didn't see until it was too late. I want to hate her, to walk away and never look back. But love isn't a switch you can flip. "How long?" I ask, my voice hollow. She hesitates, then whispers, 3 months. The number is a gut punch and I stagger back, the street lamp my only anchor. 3 months of lies, of her coming home to me, kissing me, while she carried his touch on her skin. But then she steps closer, her hand reaching for mine. "I ended it, Tom. I swear. I love you." Her voice cracks and I see the woman I married. Flawed human begging for forgiveness. I want to believe her, but trust is a shattered flute, impossible to piece back together. The city hums around us, indifferent, as I stand on the edge of a choice. Walk away or stay and fight for something that might never feel whole again. And then, from the shadows of the building, Richard emerges, his coat slung over his shoulder, his eyes locking on mine with a challenge. "You didn't know who I was, did you?" he says, his voice low, taunting. "But I knew you. The man who couldn't keep her." His words are the final twist of the knife and something in me snaps. I don't know if it's love or hate that drives me forward, but as my fist connects with his jaw, the impact reverberates through me, a release of everything I've held back. Rebecca screams, the city swallows the sound, and I'm left standing over him, my heart a ruin, wondering if I've just lost her for good, or if I ever really had her at all.